Good morning. It's a Friday. So every morning I get up and I make a decision on which cards I'm going to use. And I'm sitting there thinking it's a Friday. I need something as light and fluffy as possible. Just so I don't have any big shocks. Even if there's a big shock over the weekend, at least I'll be told in a light and fluffy manner. So I pulled out my Mystical Moments deck. And doing the tarot is all about the balance. And people ask how I do reversals. And I do my deck at 50-50. And before I do, after a couple weeks, I'll sit there and I'll test them by just flipping over 10 cards. Create 2 stacks. To see how many reversals out of 10 there are. I'll do that a couple times. Because after a while, the decks will become unbalanced. And so, if that's the case, then I take the deck and I just split it and eye it. After I have straightened them all out, and then I do what I'm doing now and I just sit here and shuffle. Just trying to get that balance. And I guess it's a metaphor for life. It's like you go along, and things just go out of balance, but it's so slow. It's like they say, a frog in a boiling pot. If you slowly boil it, he won't know to get out of it. And so my deck gets that way. We just get used to stuff. So sometimes we just have to stop, count our deck, see all the reversals, and then start over again. So, let's see how we're doing today. Right, I am going to split the cards into 3 stacks. Each one of these is a thread out to the universe. Depending upon which thread I pull on, it's the conversation we will have, because if I pull on this thread, it's going to be a different conversation than this one or this one. So, I say today we go with the center stack and see what's in the middle. See what we have in the center. See what's going on the inside. Let's flip the cards over. I like doing it one at a time because the story gets revealed that way. And however the story starts out here, by the time we get here, I'm just as excited to find out the ending as you are. So our first card is a Hangman, which we just did an hour live stream on last Wednesday. So, taking that pause. As a matter of fact, that came up, I think, a couple times this week in the readings. So let's see what it is that it's reflecting on. Strength reversed. Okay. The 8 of Cups. So, if I remember correctly, that is what came up yesterday also, was the 8 of Cups in the same position. So the Hanged Man is about sacrifice and acceptance, but it's not easy, especially if it means moving on because we get comfortable where we're at. And sometimes we don't have that strength. You know, maybe it's still that metaphor that says, you know, we can get used to anything if we're in it long enough. I had somebody once telling me, you know, if I would just stop hitting myself in the head with a hammer, I'd realize just how bad getting hit in the head with a hammer is. But, you know, I'd sit there and I'd just let my anxieties and everything just build up, keep doing this, and it's like once you take a break, just stop with all that, it's like, wow, that feels really good. But sometimes it's not easy to move on, to be willing to do that sacrifice, realizing that that sacrifice is for something good, that sometimes when we're letting something go, it's for the best. But I mean, she's holding this lion right here. Like, she doesn't want to let it go, but you know what? Maybe she's had it since it was a cub. And it was very loving and everything else, and now it's to the point where it could actually harm people or harm those around her. Maybe she doesn't want to sacrifice, but inevitably, it's still a wild beast, and she's going to have to walk away from it. I'm going to turn over the advice card, which is the Emperor, which is about finding that strength. So maybe we need to take a look at those things in our lives that at one point helped us get through something. A person, a substance, something that we were able to rely on, but now it's no longer healthy, or something now that we need to let go of and stand on our own 2 feet to take that walk. I mean, that lion's licking her hand. It's like they don't want us. They don't want to part. They really don't. But the Emperor has the strength to do what he knows, what he has, you know, to do what he has to do. It's not always easy, but the Emperor will always do what's best for the kingdom, even if it's not best for himself. That's how a good emperor is. So, today, we need to take a look at what it is that we don't want to let go of. That maybe even in the past that we needed it, we wanted it, we required it, we thought it was good. But now it's time to allow ourselves to have that sacrifice. Because even though you can't see it, you know, she's off to a good place. Once she's able to let go of that crutch or that valuable thing that helped her at that time. And it's almost like having a fatherly figure that says, you know, I'll help you. You know it's the right thing. It's not going to be easy. But you know it's right. You know it's what needs to happen. I think this has been the theme for the week with the cards. Okay. That one felt like something. Thanks a lot. And I hope you all have a good weekend, and I will see you on Monday.